Hey guys, it's Tim Gillette with the Tim Gillette Show. Back here with another episode here of our 100 people we're interviewing in 30 days. So today I've got a very, 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 very interesting one as my computer is kicking off trying to get my phone to ring to my computer and I won't let it do it. Today I'm actually going to bring on my friend Janet Kunst. Janet and I go way back. All right, we're both in Craig Duswalt's mastermind. And, she's just like my friend Katrina from yesterday. She's doing some stuff in the internet marketing or internet websites. Well, similar than that. I'm sure she's going to tell us what she's doing. But Janet and I, good friends, all right. The very logo in the corner here was designed by Janet. She is a designer that helps me out too. So we're going to bring her on here and find out all about her. Hi, Janet.
Hi, Tim. How are you?
All right. How are you?
Good.
I'm excited that I get to have you on my show and find out all about you on camera.
I know. We haven't had a conversation like this in a long time.
We haven't. All of our conversations have been something around the line of, hey, can you design that logo for me? Hey, can you do this on social media for me?
Exactly.
Yeah. So let me ask you this, Janet. All right. You have a thing that's called Recipes for Marketing Success. So I got curious. Are you a cook?
Yes, I do.
You cook. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Let's talk about your cooking before we go into the business here.
No.
Oh, is it good cooking or bad cooking?
It's actually pretty good cooking.
Oh.
Depending on the day. And I live by myself, so I need people to cook for most of the time. But I love to try new recipes and all that sort of stuff.
Okay. Well, what is the favorite thing you like to cook?
The favorite thing, well, it's actually a lot of different things. So I tend to try new recipes for dinner and all that sort of stuff. But the one thing that everybody requests is my pumpkin roll, which is a pumpkin cake wrapped with cream cheese frosting. So every Christmas I have to make about 12 of them, and everybody keeps requesting them, and I get sick and tired of it. But
it sounds good.
it is very good, and it's very simple and all that sort of stuff. But that's the one thing that everybody requests. And then besides that, anything from soups to chicken to, I don't know, name it, and I probably made it.
Okay, so if we're gonna choose, like we do the soups, all right. What's the soup that you're making? If it's like, I've got to stay warm for the winter. What's the winter soup?
So I just tried a potato and ham and cheese soup that I absolutely love. So I would suggest that. Mm-hmm. Or mushroom barley soup.
Okay, now that one doesn't sound that great to me.
No. Yeah.
But I mean, it's your favorites. I like tomato soup.
Yeah, tomato soup doesn't float my boat.
Doesn't?
No. Every once in a while.
Tomato soup and grilled cheese. What else?
I was just going to say, especially if it's with grilled cheese.
Okay. So, do you host parties at all, or no? Or you guys live by yourself with the cooking? Have you ever hosted parties?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And what is it everybody screams about your parties? Is it the food, or just you know how to put people together?
Usually the food. Usually they're really small parties, so like less than 10 people.
Oh, okay. Oh, the good little intimate parties. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Where all the gossip starts in town.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been to them. So, and I understand you live in Southern California, right? Have you been in Southern California your whole life?
No, I grew up in New Jersey.
Someone finally got out of New Jersey. You have accomplished the one thing that everybody in New Jersey is trying to accomplish: how to get out of New Jersey.
I don't know about that. But it's interesting because I know exactly where you grew up
Hmm.
because I've gone through there several times. I went to school in Western Pennsylvania,
Hmm.
so I know Pennsylvania very well.
So I mean, no, I was as a kid, I was in Scranton and the Poconos, and then
Right.
and then I was down in Montgomery County, near, actually northwest of Philly,
Yeah.
in my high
Yeah. Yeah.
school years. So yeah, but yeah, where in New Jersey were you?
A little town called Cranford.
Cranford.
Yeah, which is if you're from New Jersey, it's by exits on the Parkway, so it's 137 up by Newark.
Oh, okay. Because most people like that I hear like the New Jersey is what exit are you off the New Jersey Turnpike?
Well, we weren't that close to the New Jersey Turnpike. It was, I guess we were like exit 11,
Hmm.
maybe. So yeah, yeah,
But that's a common thing in New Jersey.
it
You
is.
hear, right? Yeah.
It is. Yeah.
Ah, okay. And what made you want to move to California?
Oh, I got a job offer that I couldn't refuse. I was working for Siemens Medical Systems, and I got a call from a competitor out here asking if I wanted to do exactly the same thing for double the money. So within a month, I was out here.
Did you find it was double the expense when you got there to live there?
No, it was actually roughly the same.
Oh, really? Oh, that's
So
right. Yeah, there's parts of New Jersey up there that that can be expensive to live in. So
yeah,
yeah, I could see how it is about the
yeah,
same.
yeah,
So
yeah.
how many years have you been out in California with this now?
24 today.
Yeah, wow, wow. So yeah,
Yep,
so on the money, 24 today.
yep,
I scheduled
absolutely.
this interview specifically to make sure you're going to answer the question that way. It's just something I do, a special talent.
There you go.
So how long did you stay at the job that you moved out there for?
I was there for 9 years.
9 years. All right.
Yeah,
And did you
yeah.
move on to other jobs, or did you then move on to what you're doing now?
No, actually, so I was working in medical and doing the same thing day in and day out, and we had a layoff. They decided that my group, that marketing group, needed to go back into the regular marketing group.
Hmm.
So I got laid off. But I actually went to work for, and if anybody's out in Southern California, they'll know the Irvine Company, which is a property management company,
Hmm.
and started working on their retail division. So I was working in one of the largest shopping centers in the area, and one of the more expensive shopping centers in the area. And if you know me, I don't like to shop, so it was kind of an oxymoron. But I absolutely loved it, and I loved working with all the merchants and the small business owners,
Hmm.
and realized that that's really what I wanted to do. So when they had to downsize, I was the low man on the totem pole and was told, "We really want to keep you, but we can't. So would you consider being a consultant?" So they were my first client,
Mm.
and that was 10 years ago.
10 years ago, and you've been pretty
Yep.
much self-employed for the past 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. So when was the idea born to call your company Recipes for Marketing Success? Or was it something else in the transition?
Oh no, I started out as 411 Marketing Solutions.
Hmm.
And then I joined Craig's mastermind, and I had some simple, innocuous question. The first mastermind that I went to, and I got on the hot seat, and the first thing out of Craig's mouth was, "You have to change the name of your company."
Hmm.
So, and he asked me the same question that you did. What do you like to do in your spare time? And I said, cook. And he said, well, then it has to be something about cooking. And the group came up with Recipes for Marketing Success, and the rest is history.
Yeah, that same group helped me create Rock Around Your Blog. Uh,
Yeah,
so
simple, easy, and yeah,
actually, Simple Easy was originally in that mastermind was created as Stupid Easy, and
right.
there's a gentleman out there in he lives in Santa Monica that owns the trademark on Stupid Easy Marketing. So I had to go with Simple Easy. And
Yeah.
when I told him Simply, he goes, well, that's better. I wish I'd have got that. He told me,
Yeah.
it's like, you know,
Yeah.
But isn't it unique that, you know what I mean? You find masterminds that actually help you create. Were you ever part of a mastermind before this one?
No, I wasn't. And it's really interesting because I've been going to a lot of different marketing seminars and conferences and all that sort of stuff. And this was really the first one that I felt like I was learning something that was of value. So once I heard Craig at one of his boot camps, I realized that I wanted to sign up for his mastermind. So.
And well, you know, and it's kind of great. I love having you in the group too, because you're a great person to feed off of us for online stuff. So, when was it that you found that you really, I mean, you know, you do web development, you do like social media,
Right.
Is this something you really love, or is it just something you do because, you know, I'm good at it?
Both.
Both.
Yeah. Yeah. I realized once I started my my business on my own, it was right around the time that Facebook was starting to get popular and everybody was looking at websites and all that sort of stuff. And I said, this is going to be the wave of the future. I need to learn how to do this. And the interesting thing is that I fought my dad tooth and nail about minoring in computer science in college. And you know how you wish your parents wouldn't get on your back about stuff while you're growing up, and then you realize that they were actually right?
Yeah.
He was actually right. So I have that technical background, but I also have the design and creative background. So it was a really good marriage for the two.
So, I mean, I on the other hand, all right, had to tell my parents they were wrong. And that is because in high school, I wanted to take a typing class and not go to art class. And my mom said, no, you'll never need typing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I remember those days.
And like, you know, I ended up being more of a writer than anything. Yeah, Mom, you were wrong.
Yeah.
But I did take the art class. And I mean, and you're fairly decent with graphics because you did create my Tim Gillette Show logo.
Right.
But were you good with art growing up, or was art not your thing?
I was good at crafts, not as an artist. So I'm not a graphic artist, but I'm good at putting things together and creating the right color combinations and all that sort of stuff. Don't ask me to draw. It'll be a stick figure.
Yeah.
But
same here.
Other than that, yeah.
Because that was the biggest thing. I remember our first assignment in art class was designing this yard sale, like a yard sale poster. And you had to put all this artwork. I'm like, I couldn't. The only thing I was good at in art class was doing tie-dyed shirts.
Oh yeah,
I could do that. That was easy for me.
Yeah.
But all the other stuff. But the art class that I took in high school, it was ninth grade. So actually was half the year was art. The second half of the year was mechanical and architectural drawing. Did you ever take any classes in that type stuff or no?
Yeah, we actually had to take mechanical drawing, woodworking, metalworking, the home ec, and I think there was probably some other art class in there. So yeah, we got all of it.
Yeah, and isn't it easy how many of those things influence us as adults now that we look at the kids who don't have that and go, you don't know what you're going to be missing out years from now.
Oh, yeah. That and music. In high school, I was actually in a lot of the plays. So did a lot of that and really enjoyed that. I played the piano. So did a lot of children's theater and was actually on New Jersey TV for one of them. So that was always fun. That was really where I found a lot of my friends were involved in theater and musical theater and all that sort of stuff.
See, you know, as a child, the only way I got on TV was when I climbed up on top of the TV set and my mother said, get down.
Yeah,
You've
no.
got more talent than me.
Oh, I don't know about that, but
When it comes to TV acting, yes.
oh, there you go.
All right.
There you go.
However, I mean, now you've met Glenn Morshower through Craig stuff too, right?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Now I've gone to some of Glenn's acting classes, and there's part of me that goes, man, I don't know if I wouldn't mind trying this out now. But anyway, but when I was younger, I was like, no way, I'll do that. So you've progressed along. All right. You started building the business. All right. How is it? What is the main thing that you're doing now to get your customers in that field? Is you finding it? Which paths are you using to find them?
A lot of it is networking.
Okay.
It's really interesting that most of my business comes from those personal connections through networking, either at the mastermind or through some of my other networking groups, because it takes time to build that connection. And you can start it online, but it really takes that personal touch.
It's so true. I mean, especially trusting, trusting
Yeah.
you, with my personal information on my website.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. You have a way of if I put that in your hands that you can either make or break my brand. So yeah, it's good that you do the networking. Do you get a lot of referral work?
Yes, I do actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when it came to the referral work, all right, I assume that's probably what you like more, but it's probably easier to get. Have you ever had to turn down someone as a client?
Yes. I've actually had, there's a line I won't cross in the type of content that I'll do. And I actually had one client who was, I don't want to say, she was an exotic dancer, and it just went a little too far. So I had to let her go.
It was across your threshold.
It was across a moral line for me. Yeah.
And I get that. I mean, that's part of our world. There's certain people I won't work with. All right. And I get it. So,
yeah. And then there's others that, you tell them what you're going to do, and then, they start adding things on, and they're never satisfied. And you just have to have that conversation that says, look, I don't think this is going to work out.
And got one of them right now myself.
I feel for you.
Yeah, it's funny how they happen to you. You keep finding them, and it's someone who just recently came back up across my path, and I'm like, yeah. So you really love it. All right, you love the cooking. All right, have you thought about doing like a cooking show or a cooking podcast or live stream video?
No, because I'm a slow cooker.
Oh.
So you know how I love all the cooking shows, like on the Food Network and everything. And when they have 30 minutes, I'm like, how are they going to do this in 30 minutes? And I have some of those cookbooks that say 30 minutes or less, and I'm like, this is going to take me an hour. So no, it would not be pretty.
So we are, my wife and I do some real estate investing, and we were watching this show. We finally quit watching it because now he doesn't record them anymore. But for years, this guy recorded them, and he was in Vegas, and he did this whole TV show about almost every episode was the open house is in 7 days.
Oh my gosh.
Like he'd buy this house and renovate it in 7 to 15 days. And it was always like, you know what I mean? It was a standing joke. We're never going to make the open house, same type thing. Like, how do you do this in 7 to 14 days? Well, then I met him on a live stream. Right. And on the live stream, someone asked him the question and he explained it. He said, well, the reason is we had to buy increments of recording for the TV show. The video crew was at increments of 14 days at a time.
Oh.
So if you couldn't finish it in 14 days, it was going to be 28 days of filming you had to pay for.
Oh my gosh.
He figured out how to do it in 14 days and still be able to flip the house. And I'm like, never would have thought that. Because in my mind, I'm still going, okay, we did this house that we live in. My wife and I did it, and we did it around our jobs and everything we did. And I want to say
Right.
it still took us 4 months, maybe 5.
Yeah.
And like, there's still things that like finally we went, let's just move in. You know,
Yeah.
and cooking, the same thing. I couldn't do it. My wife loves to cook. I couldn't do it. All right. My idea of cooking is throw a hamburger on the grill, put it on a bun, and eat it. Uh,
Yeah. Well, and it's interesting because there's people that can cook by sight,
mhm.
and then there's me. I need a recipe.
Okay.
Don't ask me to do anything without a recipe unless it's something that's really simple or I've been doing since I was a little kid.
Mhm.
So
Yeah. To me, it's like, you know what I mean? I've got to do simplistic things.
yeah.
I heat up my can of tomato soup. I make the grilled cheese sandwich. You know, that's the meal. Today, my wife made me a lovely pizza, which she's made since she's working from home. She's made it for me a couple of times.
Uh-huh.
It is one of my favorite things is a cheese pizza. So,
Yeah.
and that's a simplistic recipe. All right. That can be done too. But Gwen has tons of these where she doesn't have to read the cookbook. She just basically knows in her mind how she's going to create it. Yeah, not you.
No. No, I need well, if I have a recipe, I can figure out what to do to make it my own,
Mm-hmm,
but I
mm-hmm,
have to start with the recipe.
mm-hmm. What's your favorite? I mean, what is your favorite that you like to do and cook and eat? Not what everybody else wants you to eat. Not the dessert everybody else wants you
Oh,
to do. What do you like to cook for you and like to eat?
I I like um I like to do comfort food.
Mm-hmm,
So it usually involves either pork chops or chicken thighs or something along those lines.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And I actually love trying out new recipes. So like the other night I made chicken paprikash, which I had never made before. And and since we're on lockdown, it's Pinterest has been my friend because I've been trying out a whole bunch of different recipes from Pinterest and some old cookbooks and all that sort of stuff. So
I see. I see. So yeah, my cooking is I like to do ribs on the grill and I have my own barbecue sauce. But
oh yeah,
have you made you come up with your own recipe for your own sauces or anything? No.
no, no,
Oh, that became one of my favorite things. And now I think the last one I looked up was I was going to make my own salsa, but I didn't. So uh,
yeah. So okay, so my favorite meal
yeah.
now that I've had a chance to think about it is actually potato salad, baked beans, and I make what my family called, oh, what did we call it? Chinese chicken,
Mm,
which is basically just oven fried chicken with soy sauce.
okay.
So
Yeah.
it's actually pretty good. Everybody likes it.
We have a ton of chicken favorites that we do here. So I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. So the recipes for success and for marketing success, and then your recipes that you love to cook.
Uh-huh.
All right. Have you built recipes in doing the marketing? All right. Or is it down to a recipe or a system that you tell people? You know what I mean? This is the website path you need to take with your website, social media, etc.
I do. I have guidelines.
Mm-hmm.
So, but what I really like to do is everybody's unique. So everybody has their own unique recipe that we have to build from the ground up. And for my social media, there are certain things that I do um, on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and Twitter, but I also make sure that they're driving all the traffic back to their website with a blog. So every week we do a blog and we post that everywhere and we do other posts, but it's all to drive traffic back to their blog or to their website so that they can get people to sign up for their email list. Because those are the only two things that you own.
Yep. It is.
Everything else is rented.
Everything else is rented or leased space. So it's like
Exactly.
this. I'm doing this podcast, and right now it's on all the other channels. It's the piece where it gets put on my blog that it becomes mine. Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah, yeah. So I get it. I totally get it.
Yeah.
So So Janet, let me ask you, I mean, for you, if you could actually name the website that people wanted to get for you to get a hold of you, what would that website be?
It would be recipesformarketingsuccess.com.
And there you go. See, we've put it up there on the screen for those people here watching the video. For those of you watching the audio, recipesformarketingsuccess.com. So, and you've had that's the domain you created for the mastermind, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Any other fancy domains like mine? You know which one I'm talking about, right? Yeah. No.
No. Which one are you talking about?
The one about who I look like. Yeah.
Oh, yes. Yes.
No,
I don't have any like that.
I've
thought about it.
As a marketer, though, how many website domain names do you own?
Oh, probably 75 or 100.
Really? Okay, so you got me.
Yep.
I think I have 25 right now, and I just went in today and I took about 5 of them where I discontinued the auto renew because my directions changed a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, I went in and did that recently too. My blog actually, when I first started, my blog's name was Grassroot Marketing,
Mm-hmm.
and then it went to how to get new customers,
Mm-hmm.
and then when I incorporated it into my website, it's just at recipesformarketingsuccess.com. But it was interesting when I started. Everybody was saying you have to have your website and you have to have your blog, and they have to be separate. And now it's everything in one place. So
Yep. Where did you start your first blog or website on?
WordPress.
WordPress. Still on WordPress too, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
35% of the internet is on WordPress. I love that term. So, you never did. Did you start with the free at WordPress.com or did you start with your own self-hosted?
I started self-hosted.
Okay. I started on WordPress.com, and actually I blogged on there for almost 2 years before I moved it over to
really?
hosted. Yeah. Yeah. And actually I just like in the past 2 years, I just took that original domain name and I actually bought the upgrades to keep it on WordPress.com. So,
okay.
Yeah. So I have one there, and then I have all my others are over self-hosted.
Yeah. WordPress has gotten so much easier to use these days with all the drag and drops.
Yeah.
It was really hard when we first started using it.
Yeah. I remember trying to arrange pictures on regular WordPress thing to arrange my pictures and description of my products. And it was like doing this and yeah. Now it's boxes. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and I know enough HTML to be dangerous. Mm-hmm. So I've done some really strange things with HTML on my site.
I'm still trying to figure out how to spell HTML. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of you will get my success there.
Yep.
How about you? How good are you at understanding the CSS codes inside of WordPress?
Enough to be dangerous.
Yeah, I can't. I really can't. And I mean, my former web designer, she was good at it. She could go in and read the code. I can't. Yeah.
I can read parts of it, and if I have to change it, I usually Google what it needs to be, copy it in, and make the changes that I need to make to that base code. So
I never thought about actually Googling how to fix it. What an idea.
Oh yeah.
What an idea. I mean, they teach people to Google everything else. Why not Google how to do that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Not saying I was the smartest guy in the block either. So anyway.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I do that all the time.
So, what I like to do, like Janet, as I go through these interviews, all right, I like to wrap them up with something really unique and fun. Have you heard about my game?
Yes, and I'm scared.
As Tim wrings his hands, going, Anyway. So, what the game is I picked several categories here where they're this or that, and some of them are funny. Some of them make you go, how did you know that about me? And some of them are going, obviously you don't know me.
Okay.
But they're all fun. I promise.
Okay.
They're all fun. So you willing to play that game?
Sure.
And have it broadcast for the world to see.
Sure.
Tim's got a sheet here. Let's start off with some funny things. And I don't know if you were into cartoons or not, but if we had to choose Bugs Bunny or Mickey Mouse, which one would you choose?
Bugs Bunny.
Really?
Yeah.
Ah, that's cool. I mean, wouldn't have seen that, but yeah. Next one, beer or wine?
Neither.
You don't drink?
No, I don't like the taste, but actually there's a funny story behind that.
Look, we got a minute. Go ahead, let's go tell it.
Okay, so I don't like the taste, but when I was in grad school, everybody tried their best to get me to drink. So I would have my Coca-Cola, and every once in a while somebody would pour beer into it. So I'd be drinking beer and Coke. It was the grossest thing in the world.
Rum and Coke, people. Rum and Coke.
Well, and they tried that too, and I wouldn't drink that either. But they did. We went out one night, and they ordered a round of Long Island iced tea, and I had no idea what Long Island iced tea was. They just told me it was iced tea, and I was really thirsty, so I wound up drinking the whole pitcher. It was really good.
I'll bet you were the entertainment of that party that night.
Yeah, well.
Yeah. It's funny. Things that we remember from our childhood dumb mistakes. Yeah. I haven't made any of them.
Of course not.
Lately. So let's move on down to the next one. How about the Jersey Shore or the Pocono Mountains?
Pocono Mountains.
Beautiful up there, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. If you had the choice to read the book or watch the movie?
Oh, that's hard. Probably read the book.
Okay. Cool. No. How about we go hamburger or taco?
Hamburger.
Hamburger. I will gladly pay you. I'll gladly pay you on Tuesday for a hamburger today. Yep. Dog or cat?
Neither, but if I had to choose, it would probably be a dog.
Okay. Yeah. And was there a favorite dog or something you had in your childhood or something that you remember that? No. Just
No.
never had interest in pets?
Well, my dad didn't like pets, but we had a cat for about 4 weeks. And he got into a lot of trouble, so my dad said he had to go.
Yeah, we had a dog as a kid, and I was just never into pets and until I had my current cat, which belonged to my stepson. So
yeah,
I know I was not into any of them, and now I have a favorite cat. So
there you go.
Yeah. How about coffee or tea?
Tea.
Tea? Okay. Iced tea or hot tea?
Mostly hot.
Yeah.
Depends on if it's sweet tea or not.
Oh.
Right.
So sweet tea, you believe that's a thing? I mean, there's parts of the country that it's a sin to have sweet tea. I'm just saying.
I know.
We won't touch on where they're at or anything like that.
I know.
This one here could create wars right about now, but it's created wars for years, and it's actually, I had someone yesterday tell me, is one of the most decisive questions you could ever ask on radio. Toilet paper, under or over?
Over.
Okay. So earlier in the week, I had this girl, Cammie, on, and Cammie actually said that she said, if she's dating a guy and she goes to his house after the third time, if she has to switch the toilet paper by the third time, she breaks up with him. He's not worth dating.
No.
I'm sorry. That was like in the 40-some interviews I've done with this one. That was probably the best and funniest response I got. So.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. It's funny what people will fight over. So.
Yes.
This last one, all right. I don't know whether it's a preference or, you know what I mean? It's just, you may not even care for this question, but boxers or briefs?
Oh, boxers.
Oh, okay. The girl knows what she wants. All righty. So, Janet, I want you to tell everybody, those for the audio, so they can hear you say the website one more time. And what is it?
It's recipesformarketingsuccess.com.
Yep. And they can find you. All right. You do exactly what is it that you provide for them? All the services, or is there an array of services or anything you want to highlight on the show while we're still here?
Yeah, it's to help you with all your online marketing. So websites, social media, um, email marketing, podcasting, and video marketing.
Cool.
Yeah.
So that's recipes for marketingsuccess.com. Our guest today, Janet Kunst. Janet, I thank you for coming on the show. I've really had a fun time with you. You're a great friend to have in my life. I know as right now, Janet and Katrina and I are talking about something to do to help people, and we'll release it soon. Maybe we'll do a joint broadcast with all three of us.
There you go. That'll work.
Yep. So I appreciate you coming on the show. And, guys, this is another episode of the Tim Gillette Show. I thank you all for coming in. Be sure to subscribe to our show. All right. Check out our sponsor. All right. If I can actually get the sponsor thing to work down there. There we go. And be sure to share this out with your audience. I'm Tim Gillette, and we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.